Samoa e whātalo whaatu I lo whāsausanga o nei aso Amerika Samoa I nei a tai au fō si I le vi inga mal whawhtai le atua o tato auria mai foi I le nei aso. Ia o tato polo kalama māsani a nei o le sui ngā ula ma Le Malo o maua foi se awanoa tā ua o tato whātasi e foi ma se tanga luenga tā ua I tonu o tato malo. Te le lava le pisi o le sunga le al whātonu whaorioli ia whāpea le sui whātonu. Ia o whāmaua lava se awanoa ia tato whātasi e nei aso. Ia tato whāsoa foi I tā opu tā ua e tatau lava o na whāmalama ina e si tato atunu. Ia o tato tanga luenga nei o ofisa o le tupe whāsoa a le whainga malo po le Treasurer's Office. Le alau tato whātasi ma le sunga o le whātonu whaorioli ia Butler. Ia whāpea le sui whātonu ia Levi Reese. Whawhtai lawa I le atua ua maua nei awanoa o la ua he tele la pisi I la ngaruenga. A leo wha le awanoa se su mai e tato whasoa foi I mea e tatau o na whamalamalama I tangata o si tato atunu. Hello and talofa American Samoa. This is our Sui Ngā Ula Ma Le Malo talk show with our different departments, and we're very blessed to have our treasure department here with us, and our acting director, Mr. Butler, is here with us, and also the deputy, Miss Reese, Miss Levi Reese. So we're here to have fun, you know, so we can sit back, relax, and listen to what they will be talking to us about different issues in the Treasury. Welcome to our show, Brad. It's good to see you and Miss Levi here. You know, it's been a while that I've been knocking at your door. Please come out. Let's chat and see. And thank you so much for making time out to come out and share with us what's happening at the Treasurer's Office. Would you kindly just talk to us about our taxes? You know, people have been talking about it, and make them understand why everything has been going on with our taxes and other things with customs. If we can talk about that also. So the floor is all yours.
Oh, thank you very much, Fatima. First of all, talofa, and talofa to American Samoa. Before we get into the tax discussion, I'd like to make sure that we all understand the role of Treasury, right? And I look at it as two basic principles here. You know, our job is to follow the laws set by the ARFONO legislation, and number two is to protect the taxpayers' money. And those are the two basic principles that we follow. That we want to ensure that things are and money is appropriated or spent correctly, and that's what we focus on here.
So can you tell us, like, can you explain to us, like, how now you file your taxes, like in February or so. How long does it take the people to expect their refunds?
Okay. To answer that question, I mean, it typically takes about 6 weeks from the point of filing. That's where we want to be, but there are some factors that delay. And so let me kind of start off to give an idea of what capacity or how many people we are talking about here. So approximately right now, there's approximately 14,300 tax filers in American Samoa. And at this point in time, 99% of those tax filers, or about 14,100 approximately, have already received payment at this point in time. We have maybe another 1% to 1.5% of filers that they actually had some issues with their filing that our tax office is trying to resolve right now. And also, just to keep in mind, there have been filers that haven't filed at 2023 taxes, 22 taxes. So we're just receiving them as well and going through these filings, and our tax office is looking through this and making sure everything's done correctly before we issue payment. So it just gives you an idea where we are, and I think Levi can speak on that as well.
So, Miss Reese, whaina whai saunoanga fo pupu fo le saunoanga fo ale Mr. Brett.
Ia whaftaila Fatima. Mo le avano tu ina mai ma te sa vali mai ai ma le teo tupe whaali oli al tatou malo. Tau tala tu ai foi I tu lango la fonga o tatou atunu. Ia, o le mea tāua man mea mua lava e fia whamamala ma atu o tatou atunu. O le au nanga ale teo oloa al tatou malo. Ia tatou sta ia tu la fono al malo. Ma ia tatou puipuia ia tupe. Faitele al tatou malo. That is the first thing that we try to do. Mo le filing season, a la fonga. Te lo tatou la fonga e whaila I le masino Februari. Mo le tausanga nei, pea ma le sfulfa afe tangata sa whaila ina o latou la fonga. Se wha maumaunga te minei wa pea ma le iwa suliva pasene o la fonga o umon tu whainatu. Tasi al pasene, pe tasi lua pasene le tue, ia o tangata e le I whaila ina o latou la fonga, o tangata foi ua tuai o na whaila, ma o tangata foi o loo iei ia whaasaonga. A whapea lao iei ni whaasaonga e le mo lo la fonga o uman whaila. Whaman mole, biliania le ofiso al matou la fonga. O le isi foi mea mana ia foi ua moa le avanua wha soa tuai. Se malamala anga mo le atunu, e sfuru wha awhi o tatou tangata o loo whaila. Le masina lava February, and we hear this all the time, you know, on all platforms. We're only releasing February. Now, February, ale release le uma February. Ile sfulu fa afelia. Se fulu wafi o tangata faila is in the month ile masino February. So a lot of people don't know that. Everybody files the minute they get their W-2s, they're filing. So the bulk of the filing season is February. Yeah, being so no fo le te olo fauli. E tau whai lava le matanga luenga. E umalon whaila, we try to atu vai aso e ono. Wha tua alu la I o la whanga mo moan wha asolo I ala ia. Wha malulu atu foi. I foi teme e tuai ia. Talwai ia. E tele foi vaenga o le tatou la whanga. E le local refund, le ACTC refund, ia wha pele earned income tax credit. E tolu lava vaenga. E saul siake e tas. Ia se whaamala maanga pupuna.
Se whai akwa la o whasili a Levi whamon a whapea wa tuai wa tele lawa o le to posili lo tato la tunu ufo ile la to whasea. Le whawo isi whapea. I ala me tuai e o whi tupe ma mea whapea na. E se whawhita ori I le tupe maua e tupe maua a le malo. E whai e refunds nei wa e tauna na le leile sa o le tupe tono malo e whai e tato refunds nei e pe sao e ia lau whesiri pe a whape tuai whape wau isi whape ia whi tupe na iei
I'd like to answer that if you don't mind.
Okay,
I'll start
sure.
off it. So one of the factors that goes into making sure everyone gets paid is cash flow, is making sure we have enough cash to pay out. And that has been one of the issues with ASG, is ensuring that we have enough cash to pay out. And that's the balance that we have, because we have bills to pay, obligations to pay as well, bond settlement or debts that we pay as well. So it's the timing of when we get the money to allocate to pay is a challenge here for ASG.
ai le whapea fo se mea phone nei mea o mea lava nei e tato we deal with this all these years, so we have to make sure that the cash flow is good and that there's money there to pay out. Sao
lava le saunoanga Fatima. Ia pe lava ona vai atu I se whamtalanga talwai. E tolu lava ainga o le refund o le ACTC, o le EITC, ia ma le local. Ia e le whape e se alsiake o le ACTC, e se siake o le EITC, it's one check. It's asila siak ia. It's yellow time ia. O beon so no ia Butler. Ia o le tato tupe whaasua lea mai le tato local revenues wa elena o la fonga o lo tutongi atu. O lo tutongi foi billion malo. Easy foi billion o department mai me whapena ia tau whaasusoanga lava na.
Ia awa te tawana whaasua. Ia pea lao sau noanga a Butler. Ia base lawa I lunga o le tupele sau tutonu I le tato atunu. Ai le whapea wana tuai ona le au wā ma le ai. O le lawa whaasosoa lawa le tupele sau tutonu o tato malo. Ia tofu le tangata malanga rewhane au.
Yeah, and just to add to, we mentioned that we have about approximately 14,000 plus tax filers. I mean, amongst that 14,000, we pay about $24 million in taxes. So to get all that once to pay out is a very difficult challenge. 24 million, yes. So approximately 24 million gets paid out in total. So that's where we have to get the cash in to get ourselves ready to pay all the tax filers in American Samoa. So that's a challenge that we have.
And it's a big challenge. And all these years, I mean, Miss Reese here has been with our government for so many years, and she's known these problems and trying our best to do. And now that you are thinking of a new system to try and make it easier for our people, Brett?
Yes. So we just got into contract with a new provider for a new tax office software system. The current system we've had has been 30 years we've been using, and we actually don't have any support from this system. We do our own support here. So that's one of the things when this new administration came in, as saw as one of the priorities that the governor would like to look at and ensure we get a new a new system that can file electronic filing for employees, meaning you don't always have to come to the tax office now. You can file from home. That's what we're trying to implement that, test it in early January through April and make that available. It also integrates with our revenue office, our other financial offices, so we can talk to each other to make sure business filing, if there's other issues with money that's owed, that we can consolidate and look what the total amount between ASG and that business is owed, so we can settle. So it's a lot more convenient and almost check proof that our tax office is going to be using to ensure we're saying the same things and making sure that the people of American Samoa trust that their tax dollars are being protected and ensured that. So we look forward to the system. We're currently going through that training right now in the tax office.
Miss Reese.
Whaftaila mo le whapulanga o le system for tato malo ia o le system lean sau noa ia te ulofa oli ia te on moana system ai matu atu I lo ta ua whatima. It's a very old system ia wa tau foi ona sui le ala ua ia le fina ngalo o lo ua mato ngā lue whaatasi ma le system fo la lea ua mato moa ina e whawhaingo fie ai ia whaingo la fonga and whai foi it has a feature and whai foi ona whaila e tangata lona ia la fonga ma le tau sau tonu e whaila e mana ia lo oe nofo e loa e oe lo oe lo la fonga lai e o foi pisinisi e whaingo fie foi on a track e mato ia pisinisi o lo whaila o la tau la fonga o nanga whapena e mo ile information more accurate, yes, up to date. Yeah, the system. So, o te minei o ngā lue whaatasi le ofisa la whonga whape foi mātou. Ia mal konkorate whona o le wha moe o le ata mwhai e alu I le filing system pro where we try to...
O lawe tala tu e sau no. E lo se ngā luenga whengo fie. Ia. I le whaino ngā luenga nei ia make sure everything is done correctly and to the law, with the law,
it's not just between us and the company. IRS has to get involved to ensure that the taxpayers' information is protected. So we have to work diligently with the IRS to ensure before we upload our old data into a new system. And it's we mentioned about electronic filing. We are also trying to look at the future a person or a business can file where we can pay electronically too. But until we solve our issue with cash flow, then in a perfect world, that's where we want to go, right? Instant payment. But it's something that we're the Treasury Department needs to work and understand how we can build our cash position to make sure this happens.
Se me amana ia pea ua tu whātasi lon mea lea a. Because paula le mea e tatu e whaia is for our elderly or people that do not know how to go online to ask their children to come and help them with that, because it's going to be much easier for everybody.
Yeah, I'd like
You
to add,
know?
it's not the old system of filing is still there. We can still operate that way, but to have the option to electronic file, it just opens the door up for people to get that.
Faster.
Yes, correct.
Yeah,
Very easy.
Yeah. So
that is wonderful. Sisi whāmalama ino. Tā lofa ina tātawa, because every year you hear this. Every year you hear this. Then the poor people would go up to Treasury and see the director and say, I have a file of 11, please. Can I get my refund? But now that you have come together and say, let's make a change to make it easier for our people to file, and also for the office to go, and do this easier for our people to get their money.
yeah, and just to let the public know, so we are going through what we call blueprints and to understand how to set up the system, what trainings we need. So we're going through that discussion. We just signed that off. We are going through individual user acceptance test training that's going on right now, with the idea to get us by January that we would still run the old system, but run this system in parallel to make sure we're getting the correct data. And then we're hoping by April, we can change over to the new system and start operating that way through the 3 to 4 months of training with our tax office. So I ask the public to please be patient as we work through this. But I'm excited too. I'm excited to get this new system in place that'll give us good data to work with, particularly our business side of the taxes.
I take my hat off to you, Mr. Brett, and also Miss Reese here, for thinking about this and making a change, because it needs to be changed, and better for our people and better for our treasurer office. Whaatolo pulo ili whaatonu whaolioli fo ili sunga a Brett a whapefu te mai ta ia Reese. Mole te leo tō whā mawhawhau ni mele lei me sui e whai ngōwhie ai mō tātou Amerika Samoa. Awala ia tātou taxes pa whaila every year. Once you get that W-2, everybody is in line, trying to file their taxes because they want their checks right away. Is there anything else? Be'esi me te whisau noa ai, Miss Reese, ne fuita o kua tatu le I move atu fo le si foi whawhita o le tatu.
Ne ai, o tatonu o manino atu le whamtalanga o le tātou la whonga whapea fo le system fo leo a tātou anga I ai, pao lava si na whaasala launga pupu. Ia, ua sila fia fo I telo le atunu, le malo le atunu, o ese uma ia ofisa mai le whalitele al malo le I utulei, o le mato vaenga la leo la whonga, o lowei le CBT tuai le nu uli. So, mo le tausanga pe ma le tausanga ma le afa, ia o le mato ofisa o le afa mautu I ina. Ine te wase mai se si le whalitele, ia o lo mata ia ngaluenga.
O ofisa lalai o CPT.
Ofisa o la whonga.
O la whonga ngai CPT. Ia o CPT ia amata atua nei o na mawhawhau I ai wade o la Disema ia ngawale ia amata whuntu e sau whafo ia a laua malama ma wailoa me iele ofisa a le tax office I o CPT. Brett, is there anything else that you want to touch on about taxes before we move on to
I think we are receiving a few calls about individuals and their tax situation. I think Levi brought up the public where the tax office is, so you could reach out to them and they would gladly try to help their situation. So yeah, I think again this is the 1 to 1.5% of the people left to be filed, and we want to get that completed. But there is a lot of old taxes from 2023, 2022 that are still being filed. Yeah, so we're working through those and the individuals and businesses as well.
Ma Lo Lava. You know, everything is done by patience, with a lot of patience, and the changes that you want to do to better things and to make things easier for our people and also for the department so that we all work together. And I'm so happy that you're both here to talk to us about it and to explain to our people what really how to go about and what we're going to have next year. Something new that we're going to start with our taxes. Now, is it okay with with you, Brett, and Miss Reese to let's talk about the customs? And I mean, there's a lot of about these. Should I say illegal cars that are here on island? Is that what is that the word illegal? Can you say something about that because it's out in the media also? You know, so
Okay, we certainly will. But let me take one step back on
okay,
taxes.
sure.
The employee and business taxes that in this new system. I want the public to also understand that as we bring this new system in place, what this new system will do to us because we file under a 2000 tax table. Okay, this provides a better situation to sit down with the phono and with private individuals to see how we change our tax laws, because now we can gather data good and provide meaningful discussion to see how we get ourselves to the current tax table. So that's a long-term discussion that we hope to sit down with people from the legislative house, the private sector, to see how we build this, get ourselves to the new tax table. Okay.
So we have to sit down with those people, the phono and those people to talk about that before we move on to the new. Oh, okay. Hey, how's your Samoan Bible reading? Well, you know, you should be already prepped for this Samoan.
I'm in Kenese Sulban. That's where I'm at right now. So we just started. Yeah. Thank you.
Ia, pe ona saunua fo ia le te uloa whaoli o lea tātou malo. Ia, o le tax system fo lea. E whai loa e tātou ona whaonga ina le data o lo maua. E whai e tātou ona tatanua i fo ila e swingo tu la fono, tau la fonga a. Wa timini o lo tu maupela tātou I le la fonga luafe. Au le system fola nei and whai ona tātou ona koleti data, good data that we can use and whai tātou whaonga. Ia and whai on toi whawhauni tu la fono fo. Ia mauti noai, we are wa aligned tātou ma le tax table o le tausanga. Yeah.
Yeah. Mo tawan tato wo dung. Lo le no fo ale ina tinana vai atu le o le le po la e wo te tawana sui. Yeah, te tawan tato mo le titi lunga.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
So now your question about illegal vehicles.
Vehicles.
So the public may already know that we have been advertising on the radio and in the news that the American Samoa government is having a vehicle for export auction. So right now, it started yesterday, but right now 47 vehicles are in front of the Tafuna Customs Station. They're
47 vehicles?
47.
Illegal vehicles?
Yes, let me help you with the term illegal. It's deemed illegal because after receiving these foreign-made vehicles, we checked with the U.S. National Highway Transportation Act before we can operate any vehicle onto U.S.-funded roads, which is American Samoa, that they have to qualify via a database that National Highway Transportation operates. They've sent us information to show that these vehicles are not on their database and cannot be driven on U.S.-funded roads. So that's what makes them illegal. Now, because an importer or a business had brought them in, it's owned by the business, we had to work through the Attorney General's office to work with these businesses to say, if you don't do something with these vehicles, you will be forfeiting the vehicles. So after a 30-day notice that the AG's office has worked with the imported business, that no response means it's forfeited to the American Samoa government. Now it's in our hands. We're not vehicle operators or sellers. So we had two choices. We either destroy the vehicle, or we can export it out of American Samoa, and that's why we're having this auction for export. So I'm sure there's a lot of interested individuals who may want to take it to Samoa to use. So we make this available for anyone that's interested to come through, bid, and if they win the bid, they can export it to their country of choice.
Yeah. These vehicles cannot stay here. Once they are bought in this auction, then you have to ship it out to Western Samoa or to wherever. Yeah.
You can't operate the vehicle here at all.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, we have 3 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, and that's so long.
Yeah. O te loa te lan malo na tunu o lawa whaalongo ma vaai I le newspaper a po penga tawhailangi fo I le whasalonga o tauwhonga o Taavale ia sa au mai tono le tunu e le mwhai ona whaongaina le tatua tunu a o ma fo ina whainga luenga ale customs a pele officer lawyer Sili and the Federal Transportation a le alaua sa wai unga na ave le tolu sulu aso I le tangata po se pisinisi sa au mai tono o Taavale a e whai se whaatau tu e whaafoi e le ai loa se whaatau na whai tangata ia ua tuu mai loa la ia Il Malo e whai ungan malo o le ala le ungan malo o le a whai tau whonga le ala watsala tu le malo le atunu po so se si lava e sau e titilo I le customs le warehouse le I tafuna e o mai e titilo matamata o lo iai lot numbers I nungo Taavale le tau whonga maulalo ia whai loa tau whonga ia le tau whonga fo e umaloa we give it to the highest bidder tau maulunga longa tau whonga 10% is due I lo tau whonga at that time and then we will not release ele tuina pay for ma waiele me fa fo I Taavale it cannot stay le ma fa I Taavale
Ona no fo
I
ona o tu la fono
America matato
and
us too so there's an opportunity out there right now for people that are interested in these vehicles just look at it look at the bids put in a bid
Manaya whaftai fo ia wa moa fo se what you call it. Now we have what we have to do with these cars that are here instead of just sitting there and taking space wherever we're at, you know, when we need those spaces to generate some money in for the government. And with this auction that's going on, that's wonderful. I'm glad that it's happening right now because the people are just talking about it. We have 1 minute left. Brett, would you like to say something before we close our show?
No, thank you, Fatima. I mean, thank you for the opportunity to talk to you and to share the news about these issues with the public here. You know, I think a lot of us tend to be real busy, but there's some understanding that needs to get out there. So I thank you for this opportunity to do that on these two issues. And you know, we spoke about the tax office system. You know, one thing I also want to add that we're working with a local company to look at a system for customs as well. So we are trying to change how we collect data to make better decisions out there for the government. That's the whole purpose. How do we make better decisions? So we're working on collecting that data. But again, thank you so much for this opportunity. Paftai America Samoa, mole avanoa ikaukala ya ko. So paftai.
Malo. E pe ese net fiesa no Miss Reese le I tapuniel sa to.
Pawan mo lihat lang ang paftai Fatima mo avanoa tu ina mai mate savan van mai ai. Ya fai foi o se tala po se fam salanga. Ia fa mangalo au ona malu ave fale. Ia foi se me fia mam lama foi la tunu. So se me lava tau le matum tanga lo po la fonga le whaongaino le excise tax me whapena. Ia, o lo wala au main mata ofisa, the main office is more than welcome and happy to help you. Wala au sao mea leonto tol whātasili lima, and then we'll direct you to the right person.
Ia mo le atu whaftai a vea ia masui o le whātono ia Aaron Hall I nei tato KVCK I le whaawanoa ino lua taimi. Thank you so much for taking time out on your busy schedule to come and share with us issues that should be talked and have our people understand what's going on within our government. Samoa ia o tatou polo kalama na talo se ia ho whaamalamalama ino tō whingalo I le su mai foi o whātonu whaongiori a whapea le whātonu Deputy Director ia Miss Reese e whamatala atu ma whaamalamalama atu ia Amerika Samoa ia nei ia le tako tax ia manisi foi mea tatou I le customs. Ai ai lava se pio sa no atu Miss Reese. Ai ai lava se upu ua pa o papa pele longo mali e la fa fonga. Ia fa mangalo mai maua o tau whanau. Ia ai lava leo no sai. Amerika Samoa o se atunu u tatalo. Ia tato tatalo I le atua. Ia mai ni mafo fonga lei. E fai e tato malo. Le ala o tō whafonga mai foi me fou o lo mafo fau I o Officer Treasury. A wala le lumanai o tutuila mamanua. Whamanu atu le atua I nei o tamama o tina o lo nofo mai whare mamai mo mai tato o lo kalama tō wha soifua.